Good evening everyone, and welcome to ReinaMoesDesigns. And today we are going to make a flower crown chandelier. And we're going to do that by utilizing the chandelier that we just created in part 1, which I'm going to link the video either over here or over here. I'll put an iCard on. So if this sounds like a tutorial that would interest you, please continue watching. Okay, so in order to do this particular tutorial, you're going to need a wreath frame from the Dollar Tree, which I showed you that in part 1, and I've already spray painted that. Then I've gotten this 14-inch, because this is a 14-inch wreath, so wire frame, and this is a 14-inch extruded foam wreath form that I'm going to use to fit right into this particular wreath frame. Now you're probably asking, well Reina, why don't you just go ahead and use the ones from the Dollar Tree? Because this came from Michael's and it was almost $7, but you know I had to use a coupon. Why don't I just use the one that's at the Dollar Tree for $1? Because it's not 14 inches, it's like 10 inches. So if I did use it, it would actually sit right about here into the center. It'll either sit right in here or right on this edge, and I need this particular centerpiece that I'm doing. I call it a centerpiece, but it's not. But this piece that I'm doing, the crown basically for the chandelier, is going to I'm going to need it to be the whole length of this particular wreath. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the sticker so we can get that out of the way and place that here. The next step that I'm going to do is fix this to the base, the metal base, with zip ties. And when I come back, I'll show you how that looks. So I have my zip ties and I've mixed them up so they're different sizes. I'm going to use the medium size. And so I'm just going to run it through the frame and over the top, just like so. And then tighten it up because I don't want it going anywhere. And then I'm going to do the same thing at the south pole, so that they're nice and even. And this will keep it nice and sturdy. So I know that that's not going anywhere. If you want it to be extra, you could always do east and west as well, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and snip off the tail because we don't need that. And make sure when you do that, that you're not using any scissors that you're gonna use for cutting fabric. Remember, we've discussed that before. You want to make sure that any scissors that you use, any shears that you use that are going to touch fabric, only touch fabric. You don't want to cut anything else with those scissors. So these are kind of my all-purpose scissors here. So now that I have this situated safely in the frame, what I want to do and what you should do is, for this particular chandelier effect, you decide how you want your florals to flow. Do you want to have the florals hanging downward with your chandelier hanging here at the bottom, or do you want your florals hanging upward with your chandelier here on the bottom? And for me, I have some specific flowers that are going to be draping down, but I want the bulk of my florals here at the top, so I'm actually going to position mine so that it is right side up, but it doesn't have to be right side up. So since I've decided that it's going to be right side up, I also know that I want this to be a lighted crown piece basically for this particular chandelier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use some LED lights. I'm pretty sure if you remember the Peacock Wedding series that I did, I made a wreath and I put 2 LED candles on the wreath. Well, here I'm going to do that with 4, and this is going to be almost like a crowned candelabra chandelier, basically, is how you could describe the final look of it. So I'm gonna pause the camera, grab my LED candles from the Dollar Tree, and when I come back, I'll show you how that looks. Okay, so I have my LED candles, which I think are so cute and elegant, nice and tall, which I think are great proportion for this particular project. I'm gonna go ahead and take them and mark them at the 4 poles by tracing where I'm going to be putting them at. And then I'm gonna use my little styrofoam tool to hollow that out. So I'm just tracing where I want to place them. And that one I'm just going to kind of eyeball. And obviously they're not going to be 100% exact, but I'm okay with that because you'll get the gist of what it is that I'm doing. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my styrofoam tool, which is this cutting tool that I've gotten. It's called the Styro Cutter Plus, and you've watched me use this before. It gets really hot, so be very, very careful. And I'm just going to be careful around the, zip tie to make sure that I don't touch the zip tie, and I'm just gonna cut in the foam. As this is heating up, and it cuts through just like butter. I'm just tracing around, and then I'm gonna hollow this out. And then I'm going to move on to the next one. And I'll do this to all 4 of them. And when I come back, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so now you can see I've made all my holes. I've made sure that each one of these candles, isn't that cute, fits inside those holes, and it works. So when I'm ready, after I have decorated it and placed the flowers on, then you'll see that I'm going to hot glue inside these holes and affix the candles. So that'll be something a little bit later. Now I'm gonna begin to go ahead and decorate. And in order to do that, I'm gonna end up needing hot glue to do that, as well as my trusty South wire clippers. So I'm gonna unplug my Styro Cutter tool, plug in my hot glue gun, and begin to start cutting and choosing my flowers. So when I come back, you'll see what's next. Okay, so now we're going to decorate, and I'm going to start off by using this garland that I got from none other than our Dollar Tree. And it really looks like these are geranium leaves, and it doesn't specify what type of greenery or garland it is, but it looks like geranium leaves, which kind of look like strawberry plant leaves. I just thought they were so cute, so I went ahead and picked that up. And if a person wanted to, you could go ahead and wrap this around your garland, around your wreath before you attach it with the zip ties. But I actually want to make sure that I place mine pretty strategically, and because this garland is attached to a cardboard woody looking stick or twig, I'm going to actually run it right along the edge of the wreath here, and I'm going to do that with hot glue. So I'm just going to take my hot glue, place a dab on the wreath, and I'm making sure I do it on the foam, and just holding it until it is secure. And then I'm just going to do that all the way around the wreath, And when I come back, I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so here you can see that I've gone ahead and I have hot glued, and then I went ahead and I used some zip ties just to hold it until the hot glue is set. But it looks really, really cute, but it's still bare. So on that, I'm gonna add some of these leaves, and I'm gonna add them more towards the bottom. And you may be thinking, well, Reina, those are some really large leaves. You're correct, they are large. And the reason for that is because I wanna hide the frame work from the bottom. Because working from the top, it's going to be covered with the florals and the greenery that's within the florals. So I don't have to worry about covering the green so much on top, but covering all of the wire and everything from the bottom, that's one of my goals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these big, they just call it a greenery bouquet, but these actually look like palm leaves. And I also have some that look like caladium leaves, but I'm going to use these in strategically, because there's only like 5 of them, strategically place them along the bottom of the frame with hot glue, and when I come back, I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so here I've added extra greenery towards the bottom. I have the leaves, the big leaves that I told you about, and then I added a little bit of greenery, which are rose leaves that I had extra. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to my favorite part, and that's adding the florals and decorating. So here I'm just adding a little bit of hot glue, and I'm gonna take these twist ties that I got from the Dollar Tree. If you guys see these, please don't sleep on them. They are so great for us who are crafters. You just pull out however much it is that you need, and then they include a little blade. All you have to do is slip it between the slit and press down, and it pops it for you, so you don't have to worry about that. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this twine, this twist tie, and I'm going to secure the vine that came loose, because I didn't put the zip tie on it, just enough to give it time for the glue to adhere. So I'm just pulling that tight and go give it a little bit of a twist, not much, because it doesn't need much of a twist. And there. So that'll hold it pretty securely. I'm just going to press that into the foam. And now I'm going to move into my florals. And I'm going to end up starting, I have these florals, they're foam flowers, and I got these off of online. If I'm not mistaken, I think this was, I can't remember if this was Amazon or if it was eFavorMart, but they're just really, really beautiful roses. But they're small and they're foam, so they're very delicate. So those will be the ones that I end up putting on last. So I'm going to set these over here to the side, but I'm going to start with these beautiful roses. And I have my south wire cutters, so I'm just going to snip it down a little bit and just start placing them strategically where I think I would want them. And I want them to sit off of the foam a little bit, so I'm not cutting these very, very low. And I'm just going to go all the way around, because I think I have 6 of these. Be careful when you're cutting your flowers. So I have 1 there. I'm going to place 1 there. soft wires. I think they need to be sharpened. And if you notice, I'm actually going at all 4 poles is where I'm placing all of the flowers. It might be time for me to order another pair or take these and have them sharpened. Yeah, they're pretty. They've seen better days. That's why they're giving me such trouble. Okay, where there's a will, there's a way. And placing that here. Okay, so I have all 4 of those roses in. The next step that I'm gonna do is, I think I'm probably gonna do some white roses. So I'm just gonna grab some white roses and get 4 of those. And then I'm just gonna follow suit. And so that's what I'm gonna do for this whole entire arrangement. Pick the flower that I want, place one at all 4 poles, and then pick the next step, place one at all 4 poles that'll follow right behind. So it's gonna be the same pattern over and over, but these are larger blooms. They're beautiful. These are smaller blooms, so I'll cut them so that they actually sit a little shorter than these. So when I come back, I'll show you how it looks. Okay, everyone, here she is. And I have added moss on the inside and a couple of these little moss balls, which all came from the Dollar Tree. So what I want to do now is take the candles and place the candles in the arrangement, and then show you how I'm gonna attach the crystals to it to turn it into the chandelier. So the first thing I want to do, because obviously the candles, I'm not gonna be hot gluing them into the centerpiece, because I'm gonna end up having to take it out for when I go to the venue. So actually, when I place this on the venue, then I will go ahead and hot glue them in on that day. So what I'm going to do is work from the bottom and put my crystal garlands. So I'm figuring about 9 crystals long. Okay, so I'm just going to disconnect from here, and I'm going to put crystals that are 9 crystals long, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to detach, I think about 9 of those will work. So they're going to be 9 crystals long, and I'm going to have 9 sets of those, and when I come back, I'll show you the next step. Okay, everyone, are you ready for the final reveal? I certainly hope so. Before I show her to you, I first have to say, this was definitely a labor of love, very time consuming, but so worth it. Also, I decided to change my design. I didn't like how the look of the 9 beads with 9 strands looked at the bottom of the chandelier, so I changed it to 7 strands with 12 crystals on each one of them. And here she is. Look how gorgeous she turned out. I really hope that you can see that, because she is absolutely beautiful. I am so very pleased with her, and to the point to where I have to tell you that there's gonna be a part 3, because I'm still not done. If you notice, she's kind of heavy, so I'm gonna put her down. if you noticed on the bottom of the crystals that I did not add any of the real prisms that are real crystal, because there's going to be something extra that I'm going to be adding besides that. Also, I'm sure you noticed that I don't have any crystals swagged, which is definitely an option that you can do. I am going to be doing that, but I'm going to be doing that with a different crystal, and it hasn't come in yet. But I didn't want to continue having you guys wait to see this project. So I really hope you enjoyed this particular tutorial. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you let us know that you enjoyed it. Comment down below, because I'm going to be looking for y'all's comments. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed. More importantly, share it. Please share the videos. You know, it's June, and there's going to be lots of weddings going on from now until probably October, December, even November. And this is a beautiful chandelier that's easy to create. It does take a lot of time though, but it's a labor of love. And I really feel like a lot of women and a lot of men would enjoy having a beautiful floral chandelier like this without it costing them an arm and a leg. It's basically the cost of the flowers, which some of these are from Dollar Tree, and then some of these I got off online on Amazon, and some of them I picked up at Michael's. Like the orchids, I picked them up at Michael's, but I didn't get the ones that was $9.99 or $12.99 or $15.99. I got the ones that are $5.99, and I used a coupon. And at the time that I went, they had a 50% off coupon, but I didn't get that coupon, so I was going to use my 40% off Joanne's coupon. And the girl at the register, when I told her what I was doing and I showed her some of the things I made, she went ahead and she gave me the 50% off coupon. So be friendly with your salespeople, because they have access to special coupons at times or extra coupons at times, and you never know when someone's gonna bless you, you know. And at the same note, make sure if you have an opportunity to bless someone with something, do that too. But I'm just so pleased with this particular tutorial. I wish she wasn't as heavy as she is. That way I can keep holding her up so that you guys can keep seeing her. But have an absolutely wonderful evening. Bye.